So at this point, I figure this guy's either trying to rob me, kill me, or be romantic with me, and I don't want any three of those things to happen. So I push past him kind of quickly so he doesn't have time to react, and I grab my gear and I immediately walk outside. And he follows me and says, "I would really like you to take a picture of the basement, please." And I said, "No, I am not going to do that." And he gets really angry. He starts to shake a little bit. His fists are balled up. His brow is sweating slightly. His lips are pursed. But I don't care because I don't want to deal with this guy anymore. So I take a couple photos of the front of the house and I start packing up my gear to leave. He goes back inside. So I decide, whatever, I'm not going to talk to this guy anymore. It's not a big deal. As I'm packing up my stuff, I realize that I'm missing my lens cap. And no, I don't mean a lens cap like this. I mean one that's really big and looks like a thermos. It looks like this right here. It is not a small lens cap at all. It's about the size of a cup. I realize I left it inside the house somewhere, so I have to go back and talk to this guy. So I walk up to the house and I knock on the door, and he answers immediately like he was waiting for me. But his demeanor is completely different. He's no longer angry. He's not frustrated. In fact, he's even nicer than he was when I first showed up. So I tell him, "Hey, I left my lens cap in here. Can I come in and just walk through really quick to see if I left it on a counter?" And he goes, "No problem." I know I'm going to find this immediately because it's a pretty big lens cap and this is an empty house with a couple tables, so it's not like it's lost in clutter or anything like that. But I don't find it. I looked in every single room, on top of tables, underneath tables, next to them. There was no lens cap in this house. Now, he stayed in the living room by the front door. He didn't follow me into any of these rooms. So I walk back to the living room and I say, "Hey, did you see this lens cap? It looks like this. I can't find it anywhere." He looks at me and he says, "I think you might have left it in the basement." Nope, I didn't, because I didn't go down in the basement. I walked halfway down and I turned around and came right back up. I looked at him and I said, "Nope, I definitely didn't leave it in the basement." And he says, "I think you left it in the basement." I didn't say a word to him. I turned around like I was still looking, walked out the back door, got on my motorcycle, and left. Here's the craziest thing about the entire situation. I get done shooting this place, I'm editing the photos, and I get a call from the realtor. They're like, "Hey, why didn't you shoot this house? This lady's waiting on you. Why didn't you show up?" I said, "What are you talking about? I'm looking at the photos that I just took right now." "How is that possible? She said nobody showed up. She's been waiting on you." "Well, she didn't let me in. It was the guy. It was her friend of the friend or whatever." "Friend of a friend? What are you talking about?" No one knew who this guy was. The homeowner's daughter was really confused. She's like, "I didn't tell anybody to let you in. I didn't have a friend of a friend hold a key for you. What is going on right now?" And they never found out who it was. To this day, no idea who let me in the house. By the way, there was a dismembered body found in Cincinnati in 2023, and a bunch of people speculated it was a serial killer, but Cincinnati keeps saying that's not the case.